everybody. Fun times await. We got a lot of stimuli on the screen. Courtesy. By the way, we are doing a free Roblox giveaway. I know the title said we're not, but you know, I like to be generous with my community. So at the end, please subscribe and get some Robux. I'll send it to you through email. Oh god, my fucking phone's going off now. This is great shit. And I got some people on Discord here. Just gonna join while I'm playing fucking Fortnite. So this is gonna be a fun night. I'm great at introductions, aren't I?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
As your legal counsel, I must advise you to retract any statements about Robux giveaways.
But what if I told you I'd slip you a 20 under the table?
Regal counsel.
Regal counsel, yes. I need 5 more screens of Subway Surfers. No, I think we have just the right amount right now. I think we have just the right amount. I don't think we need any more Subway Surfers on the screen. Though, you know, if we get to 1,000 subscribers on the stream, I might put a second on the screen. And they'll be in sync, so it's even better. Alright. Let's get serious now. It's Fortnite. No jokes. I'm just gonna stare at the screen and play this game silently and sadly, honestly.
I miss her so much.
What?
There will be no conversation during the stream, only Fortnite. I will not allow any conversation on this stream. No talks
Only
of merriment.
serious people.
Only serious people, yes.
Hey guys, we can only talk about Fortnite.
Yeah, and business. We can talk about business as well. Like we can talk about stocks.
I'm gonna need. We're gonna need to get. We're gonna need to get it to 10,000 at least.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to get the sub goal way up right now.
Please do not sell.
Yeah. If you buy Nvidia right now, hold strong, guys. Hold strong. I'm not talking about shares. I'm talking about the whole company. What's up?
I was at the NVIDIA AI conference the other week, and they said that they are so close to finally having Skippity Toilet in real life.
No way!
I was in the back room with the CEO of NVIDIA, and he told me this.
You heard that from Jensen Huang himself?
He said, now remember, the public announcement's coming out in like 3 weeks or whatever, so I'm just going to leak it right now. NVIDIA has working Skippity Toilets, and you should buy stock now.
I heard some, you know, I have some...
No, Fortnite beat them to it already.
Yeah, I have some breaking news to share from my uncle who actually works at Nintendo. I don't know if you guys know this. My uncle does, in fact, work at Nintendo. He told me that the Switch 2 is coming out tomorrow, and don't worry. Metroid Prime 4 is coming out this minute. Like, it's already out, actually. You can buy it right now. No question. It's out.
It's actually Metroid Prime Tekken.
Metroid Prime Tekken. For Wii U.
It's never expected crossover, but it honestly works.
Yeah, it's like, you wouldn't expect it, but it's just kind of there. Nintendo's full of surprises, that Japanese company, man. They know what's up. Alright, back to Fortnite.
So yeah, because, so in Fortnite, the objective is to actually survive the storm.
Yeah, and survive the
So for
tilted
those of you who've never
towers.
played Fortnite before.
Yeah, and which I know many of you have not. I know many of my audience have never played such a video game of quality and substance. There we go. Beautiful. Pop that shield. Let's go.
Are you Christron bot or Christron? Christ.
I do consider myself a Christ figure, but no, I'm Christron bot, unfortunately. Is there a Christron bot on YouTube? Did someone steal my name? God damn it.
Nice.
Christ Ron bot.
Yeah.
Christ Ron bot.
In his name,
Yeah.
amen.
In his name, amen.
the Lord and Savior, Christron bot. That's great. Oh, man.
Wait a minute, there's no storm in this game mode.
Yeah, there is. Right there.
Wait,
do you see it
what
right
map is-
there?
Wait, stop. Where are you?
The Fortnite map, the main Battle Royale map.
Is this what it looks like now?
Yeah, they update it every couple months.
Huh.
Stay. Bobbing Buns and stay.
I've not once ever played Fortnite.
Unfortunately, I played it a bit more than I would like, but
Unfortnite.
yeah, unfortnightly.
Man, how are you multitasking, Subway Surfers so well, by the way?
Yeah, no, dude, I'm playing so well right now. Dude, I cannot believe I can do 2 things at once. I can chew gum while walking. It's incredible.
Just but it's much more natural to play Subway Surfers
Yeah,
than Fortnite.
It's like a flow state to do both at the same time. I got one hand right here and one hand on the Xbox controller. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
right
actually, the other day, since I'm a lawyer, I was in court the other day, and man, my client's fucking
Man, this guy was a dumbass.
the prosecution was boring me to fucking death. So I actually did open up Subway Surfers right there.
And you're like,
but I left the audio on, and the judge kind of just said,
He was like, "Are you for real, bro?"
Mr. Buns, are you really playing Subway Surfers in my court?
Mr. Buns.
and then he was like, dude, did I just hear you get gems in Clash Royale? Are you playing another mobile game in my?
Listen, I said the prosecution's case is boring as fuck. He said, okay, sustained. So I think I might be winning.
Yeah, I think that's that holds. That holds in a court of law.
It does, yeah. That just I checked the books, and it doesn't really say there's any ruling about Subway Surfers in court.
In Chapter 12 of Gamers Law, I know that if you play Fortnite for how many hours? I believe it's actually wait. A complete side note. This is unrelated. Did I tell you guys I got a class action check from Fortnite? This is not a joke, for the record.
How much money you get?
It's $60.
$60? That's enough to buy even more Fortnite skins.
And you know what's funny? I almost did that with it, but I decided not to. As a joke, I almost wanted. Though actually no, that's a lie. I bought PJ's ninja skin with that class action check. I'm not even kidding. I did that.
Wait. You got a class action check, and your first thought is, how do I send this money to Tyler Blevins?
No, Tyler Blevins and PJ.
Oh, and PJ. Okay,
Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, the only person receiving anything of value is PJ. Because
Yes,
Tyler
exactly.
Blevins' skin isn't.
Well,
He doesn't need it anymore.
He doesn't need it. His braless wife is coming downstairs while he's getting a double kill in the bot lane at any moment. So,
And he streams
doesn't
snipes
really
all
need
the time.
He didn't ask for.
Yeah, he didn't really need the $60.
Yeah, no, for real.
I
Yeah.
received $60 from a class action lawsuit, much like I received a sandwich from my wife, without asking for either.
Without
one.
asking, it's like I got a double kill in bot lane.
Yeah, as I get a double kill in bot, not in bot lane.
Yeah,
Not
honestly, here's the
the
thing.
bot lane.
I know that he's obviously can't be this controversial, but whenever I hear that quote, I just think about the line from Futurama where Bender says, "Compare your life to mine and then kill yourself." That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like he's saying, basically. What, like, I don't know, just like why no one asked for you to talk about your double kill in bot lane and your braless wife and the sandwich that she made for you. It's like you're real. There's I don't know. I feel like it's an unnecessary thing for him to put out there unless unless he's feeling like somebody else should.
Have you guys ever seen the tweet? This is from like fucking 7 years ago now. Ninja saying that like the NFL are lazy because they can't miss kicks, and someone made a joke to Ninja being like, "I don't understand why pro Fortnite players just miss shots." And then he said
they said the thing back to him in exactly the same format that Ninja's initial tweet was like, and Ninja totally lost his shit.
Yeah, it's
was
like,
this
these
is
are not
such
the
a
same
popular
things at
comparison
all.
for several reasons. There's so many different things that Fortnite players have to think of.
He went full actually, it was one of the funniest
Actually,
things.
it's much harder to land a shot in Fortnite than it is to kick a field goal in the NFL.
That is literally what he did. I
can't move the mouse with enough precision, but I expect somebody to kick at 50 yards or whatever and perfectly get the ball through the two things and score those 3 points or whatever it gives you. And I bet. I heard Ninja has always been kind of a unsportsmanlike figure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely been
I mean,
true.
ninjas throughout history have been kind of unsportsmanship-like. I mean, they don't show
It's
their
true.
face.
It's true. They weren't following. They weren't following the Bushido. That's really the issue with ninjas. You can't trust them.
You can't trust them. He's an untrustworthy figure for sure.
They weren't following the Bushido. They brought dishonor upon themselves and the clan.
The code of honor.
Exactly. I mean, there's cowardly. You know, like if I want somebody dead, you know, I'm sending my Ronin, I'm sending my samurai. You know, I'm not gonna send a ninja.
We're going up to his door,
your
knock on it, and say, "Hello, sir. We're here to kill you."
Yeah, I'm gonna have somebody who's willingly going to announce the name of his family and ancestors try to defeat you on the battlefield, not the guy that's gonna sneak in. You know.
Yeah,
all,
like a pussy. You know?
Sneaky, yeah, like a pussy. You know, to fucking. Yeah, I heard that apparently in Japan, one method of assassination. I don't know if it's true or not. But there are at least a few documented cases of them planting like a guy in the family as like a cook for like and waiting like 20 years to finally have the cook come out and assassinate whoever they wanted. So kind of like if you've seen Dune when they like kind of if you guys have seen Dune, you know when they like put the guy in the wall
Yeah, yeah.
to like
Sorry, it's got
to spy for
33rd.
him? Yeah, it's kind of like that, but like less serious. That
Damn.
must suck. Imagine being the guy. You're just like there, but Baron Harkonnen's like, "Hey, get in the wall." You're gonna be piloting the drone from the wall.
You're gonna be waiting like years while they take over the planet. Maybe months, maybe years. I don't really care how long.
I don't know when the time to strike will be, but you're gonna have a hunter-killer drone, and you're gonna have to chill in this wall.
I got one
Yeah,
more thing
And,
to add to the stream.
you're only going
actually.
to get the one chance.
I have one more video to add to the stream on loop. I don't know if this is gonna be too much, but I'm gonna try. I've sent this to PJ before, but it's the Ninja DK rap. And it's gonna go on loop during the stream. I'm not gonna put audio on it, but I just want it on the screen, you know. All right, you guys there? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Perfect. Okay, let me get this. I have to download the fucking video and put it on the screen. Oh, my life is so hard. God. I have to make shit all the time for these people who watch my content. Alright, let's get this on the screen. Let's get this shit up and running. Alright, let's look at that. I'll put that in another portion of the screen. It's not loading right now.
Hold up and sit. Meanwhile, I'ma find you. I'ma marry your girl's fit. She like, oh,
App you can use to monitor your water usage, and it's also called Streamlabs.
Are you serious?
Like, your mom was telling, she's like, oh, you know, I was checking the water usage and whatever. Like, I mean, that's why I found out that like one of our toilets had a leak, and she's like, oh, it's. She's like, I checked Streamlabs. I'm like, you checked Streamlabs?
You work with the Tyler Blevins? Huh?
I don't know. Is Streamlabs his thing?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But no, I was just it's like these Streamlabs. Like I didn't realize that there was like multiple softwares called Streamlabs.
Yeah, it's more than one. It is kind of a strange thing. What's up?
It's really bizarre, really.
What? Oh, there's two Streamlabs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Also, I don't know if it's like my internet, but I think adding that second video has completely
Yeah,
butchered your frame rate.
I think I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna take that off. Well, I can remove Subway Surfers, but nah, I think we have to remove Blevins.
No. No, I've actually been watching Subway Surfers. They're doing really well. You're currently it's dude, you're so.
I could go to the major
Yeah,
leagues,
for,
dude.
yeah, for whatever reason, putting Ninja on. Oh, okay, he's back. Okay, there we go.
I removed
Mr.
him.
Blevins.
Mr. Blevins. I removed him. Don't worry. He died an honorable death off screen.
Knowing Ninja, he's mauling right now.
He's mauling. Yeah, he's roosting, dude. Come on. He's laying an egg. A black egg, because, you know, ninja. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
What?
That's like that's an old like a ninja like weapon, I believe. A black egg. I've heard that's a thing. Maybe I'm wrong about this.
Like a smoke pellet or
yeah,
something?
it's something like that. I don't know
pull it
much
up.
about it. Yeah.
Oh. What?
I think this is a thing. I think.
Oh
I've heard
yeah,
of
yeah. It's a blinding substance. Yes. It's
Okay,
like,
yes.
yeah, it's like one of their smoke bombs. Okay.
it. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I honestly, I completely detached the word ninja from the jump. Like mentally speaking, I don't think I could like visualize ninja, like real
Laying
ninjas
a black
anymore.
egg.
No, I can't visualize like
Ninja
real
with
ninjas.
ninjas.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I just ninja.
There's only one. There was only ever one.
pay only one.
I mean, with the modern public education system, it's probably kids have heard more about Ninja than they have about actual ninjas.
That's a very sad state of the world.
Maybe Ninjago's keeping like the old Ninja vibes alive.
I mean, that's how I was excited. That's how I was introduced to Ninja. So that says it all right there, doesn't it?
I love, man. I hate that Lego theme. The Legos kind of killed a lot of its like OG themes. Like,
Oh,
the
for
ones that
sure.
were just kind of like, what happened to like, power miners? You know?
Yeah.
Like
What the fuck?
Mars Mission, and Alien Conquest. Like, bro, now it's just, you know, what if we made like Star Wars?
Now
What
it's
if
just
we
like
made Animal
Harry Potter. It's just like that.
Crossing? The 5th castle. We're gonna make yet another castle.
Yeah. And they'll make one
gonna
cool
be
set
great.
occasionally. Okay. This is actually done very well viewership-wise. I'm very surprised right now. Like,
Stream? People are watching?
It's the 3. I think it's literally just the 3
It's
of
the
us.
fourth-
Oh,
Fortnite.
is it actually? Okay, well, never. It's
Yeah,
not doing
I
as well.
watched-
It's the personal attorney tags.
Personal injury attorneys.
Personal injury attorney.
I mean, if I keep going, it probably will go up. We'll see.
Actually, I'm gonna start like a clan for all the video games called Personal Injury Attorneys. So I could just do hashtag Personal Injury.
It's just a WoW clan.
It's a WoW
Like a guild.
guild.
Oh shit. Thanos!
The ranks are there's only 2 ranks in the clan. There's like, you know, it's like, oh, you could either be a associate or you could be a partner. Actually, no, we changed the name. Whenever there's a new partner, we have to change the name of the clan. So it's gonna be so if, like, you know, if before it was just like, you know, Buns Attorneys at Law.
Buns Attorneys
you
at
know,
Law.
And you became like a partner, then it would be like Buns and Tron. Attorneys
Buns
at Law.
and Tron?
Buns and- you know, because you know, whenever you like see like a lawyer's office, it's always just like the last names, and so you end up
Yeah.
with like, I don't know, Stevens.
The
And
third-
Stevens.
Oh wait, Jakey, Attorneys at Law!
Exactly.
Blevins, and Blevins Attorneys at Law.
Yeah, I want him to be in a major court case, and I just see how like awful he does. I just would love to see that. But Your Honor, you know,
Your Honor, my client clearly said he was dead ass.
Your Honor, my client couldn't possibly have hit the shot because hitting shots is very difficult.
yeah,
For the following reasons.
yeah, and clearly the NFL kickers are a worse overall player than me at Fortnite. Clearly,
Your Honor, I'm not seeing enough movement.
yeah. Can we get some hands in the air? Show some approval.
Looking at the jury, it's just flossing. Just trying to get the wave going.
Your Honor, my case rests. Thank you. Right after the unanimous floss from the entire jury. Man, this is gonna be a close call. Who would Ninja sue? Would it be like would it be Apple for almost taking away Fortnite from the world?
Oh, I mean, they only took it away from their Apple users. Honestly,
Sure.
Ninja might have to sue me for defamation
Why?
due to my statements on this stream. It's gonna, you know, he's gonna track me down. He's gonna say, you know,
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "The fuck you said to me, you little shit," you know that.
yeah.
I have a weird history with Ninja on this channel. I have made fun of Ninja a lot on this channel. I don't know where it started, but now it's just like a.
Yeah, I honestly feel bad because he's not even like the
Yeah,
worst
he's
person
not
in
even
world.
the
He's
worst
just-
guy. He's just an easy target.
I don't. He's an easy target, mostly because Fortnite's an easy target. I feel like if he
Yes.
had stuck with Halo, then he wouldn't be an easy target. But he also wouldn't have any money because, you know.
Yeah, and he would not have any viewers as well.
Dude, MLG Halo is crazy because all of the old, because like generally the only existing archives of it are like in like 480p.
Oh,
Like you'll see
really?
people say like this. You'll see like this is the greatest Halo clip of all time, and it's like MLG and a guy kill. One sec, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, we can put it on the screen as well.
Halo 2 MLG Needler kill.
Oh, okay.
People are
Yeah.
always, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. I can replace Subway Surfers with that. Don't worry. Actually, no, I can't replace Subway Surfers. That's sacred.
Halo MLG Needler kill disrespect. Well, I remember people were like, it was a really funny like.
You know, I know why the Ninja thing went down because I have my settings too high on the game. Hold on, let me turn that down. Then I can put Ninja back on. I bet you anything that's why. Hold on. I had like
Oh, here.
Lumen on and shit. Yeah, send that to me. Then I'll
Here
put
you
it
go,
on
here you go.
after this
Yeah,
match.
No, it's the tail end of this video, and it's like this is what the clip looks like. You can barely like. I feel like you could barely tell what's going on the screen.
Yeah, I'll put that in just a moment. Once I actually let me build like a house here, and I'll just put it on the screen. All right, let me get this. Get on this. The people need to see what's up.
People need to see a Halo 2 MLG. Try not to get copyright struck by it.
Oh, it'll be fine. I mean,
For their old Halo 2 footage that is like
KSI tried to get me, but I'm still standing, my friend.
who even watches? Like I honestly don't know how you could like spectate Halo 2 pro gameplay at such a resolution back in the day.
Yeah.
People must have been like completely built different.
I think that is definitely a piece of it. I think Halo in general is a very different time in gaming culture for sure.
Remember what? It's like, you know how people used to like watch sports games, except that they wouldn't
Storm.
They would just have the radio turned on.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they'd like know, oh, you lost Subway Surfers because you were too busy.
No, it's fine. I'm going back to OBS. All right, give me a sec. Is Subway Surfers
lost.
on the screen? I see it on my screen.
No, I didn't. I'm saying like you lost in Subway Surfers.
Oh man, darn!
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
so
you were
good.
too distracted.
I was too distracted. I couldn't even focus on it. All right, let me put this on the screen now. We just have to have millions of videos on the screen at this point. Okay, there we go. There we go. Almost moved
You're just
forward.
gonna loop the Halo 2 MLG video.
Yeah, I'll put
The
that
fight
right
here right
there.
now is on a run. I think he's gonna try and end it right here.
Back with the sniper. Pro in Halo.
This was like Halo 5. It was much
Look
later.
out, nothing you can do
Wait,
there.
he wasn't like a Halo 2
Shot right
I don't
there.
believe so. I think it was
One
much
kill
later.
Oh my! I didn't see that double kill.
Hold up, and sit. Meanwhile, I'ma find you on the map. The only girls who live. She's like, oh, BDN, yeah. Oh, you might be too low. But, oh, wait. Yeah. You don't know. Yeah. He's like, he's back. Now go to your corner and fucking cry like, oh, see, nigga, please teach me how to play. Meanwhile, yo, girl, she found, oh, you gave, nay, yeah, don't worry about me.
Over what? He
Almost found all this shit. Do the motherfucking quick community. Wow, yo, girl, you better hurt it,
He got the plasma missile shot off. Missed the headshot. Watch this. This is not something we see from a pro very often. Super clutch. Pulls off a double shot right there. Wins that battle. Without this guy, he's super doubting himself at this point. I don't know. That's just embarrassing. Double shot something you won't get on anybody but a pro. Really hard to pull off.
find you
Section
on the
shots
map.
that I
Yo,
can't do
girls
it,
click.
so.
She like, oh, BDN, yeah. Oh, you might be too low.
Taking down Lunchbox, but now Anarchy needs to get back towards his team.
You don't know.
Yeah, then he's taking on some shots from behind. He turns around with a quick 180 headshot on fear itself. He got a few more shots on the player at the blue base, but you know he was smart thing. He pulled back towards his team.
Meanwhile,
Alright, let's take another look at this fight. Anarchy taking shots from behind. Perfect 180 headshot. Nice. Showing off the reflex. With another headshot.
That's just clutch at the end. Lunchbox had the sniper rifle for 5K, so huge play out of nades. So take that sniper rifle right out of 5K's hands.
Now he's getting shot from behind. Turns around with a 180 headshot, takes down fear itself.
Greg, I want to see this one more time. Naden just showed how sick he is. Getting shot from behind, spins around, blind headshot right there. Ridiculous. Definitely one of the best snipers on the circuit right now.
Hold up. I'ma find you on the map. Yo,
Heading down top of the base right there. They're going to make another run for 5K. Thanks for that.
Walshy, nice headshot there on the front.
you don't know.
The jump on hold of Santa, who's on top of the blue base, as Walshy continues to beat
Go off to your corner and fucking cry like, oh,
He's got the flag. Santa's gonna toss one to the back of the net.
yo, girl,
He picks
she
it up.
found, oh, you gave, they
unbelievably well.
Relax and sit back while
Honestly, I
I
don't give a shit. I think it's
do my
hilarious.
internet.
Oh, you're gonna go solo? I see how it is.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be like Steve Jobs. Right? Like I'm just gonna steal your idea.
Hold up and
Yeah.
sit. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'ma find you.
I saw-
I'ma
yeah,
map
no, sure.
your
I
girl's
work at a
clip.
Atari,
She
and
like,
still
oh,
Steve Jobs
Feely
fan.
and yeah. Oh, you might probably too low. But,
We all like
oh,
Steve
wait.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
You don't know. Ninja.
Of course, Steve
Yeah.
lost that.
He's my fucking guy. Now go to your corner and fucking cry like, oh, please, ninja, please teach me how to play. Meanwhile, your girl, she found out you gay. Nay, yeah, don't worry about me.
So hot take, I really respect Steve
I
Jobs,
won't
but
spout
not for-
all this
not
shit
for
to the
product design, more so
motherfucking Twitch
for-
community. Meanwhile, I'm with your girl, giving her the deal. Yeah.
He was the visionary, but not in
Relax
not
and
an
sit back
actual
while
design, but
do
in
my
a
internet.
user-friendly design. Not manufacturing. nothing.
Apple's user-friendly design has crippled usability so much in my experience.
For the
Hold
record,
up and sit.
for the record, I agree with you.
Meanwhile, I'ma
I
find
agree
you.
with you.
I'll
I'm
map
just
your
saying,
girl's
like,
clip.
for the
She
masses,
like,
I
oh,
think it's
Feely and yeah. Oh, you might probably too low. But,
And I don't
oh,
agree.
wait. Yeah. You don't know. Ninja.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Here's
He's my
the thing,
fucking
I
guy.
think at the start
Now
of
go
his career,
to your
at the
corner
end of his career, I did.
and fucking cry like,
At the start of his
oh,
career,
please,
I
ninja, please
100%
teach
agree.
me
He
how
was-
to
he
play.
definitely did that. Now,
Meanwhile,
near the
your
end,
girl,
you're like,
she
when he
found
takes
out
over,
you
in
gay.
the
Nay,
90s, I actually
yeah,
believe
don't
there
worry
is some more merit to
about
him becoming more of an independent thinker and trying to
I
come up
won't
with
spout
ideas.
all
But
this
then
shit
separate
through the
from-
motherfucking Twitch community. Meanwhile,
experience
I'm with your girl, giving her the deal. Yeah.
That the modern incarnation of
Relax and sit back
doesn't
while
let you
I
install your own
do my
applications. In fact,
internet.
even write code that can run on your own iPhone.
I know
think you
exactly
should pay out like $100 a year for a developer license, which
That's
you know,
correct.
not extremely prohibitive, but you know, on any
Hold
other
up
platform,
and sit.
on Windows,
Meanwhile, I'ma find you. I'll map your girl's clip. Cause she like, oh, Feely and yeah. Oh, you might probably too low. But, oh, wait.
Open the console and
Yeah.
type shit. I can
You
open
don't know.
up, I can
Ninja.
run, like any
Yeah.
application I want. Like,
He's my fucking guy. Now go to your corner and fucking cry like, oh, please, ninja, please teach me how to play. Meanwhile, your girl, she found out you gay. Nay, yeah, don't worry about me. I won't spout all this shit to the motherfucking Twitch community. Meanwhile, I'm with your girl, giving her the deal.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Relax and sit back while I do my internet.
It's case sensitive. No, it's case insensitive. Or maybe don't remember whether it's the case sensitive.
Hold up and sit. Meanwhile, I'ma find you. I'll map your girl's clip. Cause she like, oh, Feely and yeah. Oh, you might probably too low. But,
So,
oh, wait.
like I said, I
Yeah.
agree with
You don't know. Ninja.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah. He's my fucking guy. Now go to your
There
corner
are certain things
and fucking cry like, oh, please, ninja, please teach me how to play. Meanwhile, your girl, she found out you gay. Nay, yeah, don't worry about me.
Machines now doesn't mean it's.
I won't spout all this shit through the motherfucking Twitch community. Meanwhile, I'm with your girl, giving her the deal.
What Steve Jobs
Yeah.
did is he
Relax and sit back while I
that's like
do my internet.
artists and creatives. You realize just how like technologically like crippled using said computer will make.
Hold up
Oh, I
and
agree.
sit.
I guess
Meanwhile,
what I'm trying
I'ma
to say,
find
I
you.
think
I'll map
there-
your girl's
Bill
clip.
Gates and,
She like, oh,
two different
Feely
things.
and yeah.
Certain ways
Oh, you
that
might
like,
probably
like,
too low. But,
Steve Jobs
oh, wait.
pioneered local
Yeah.
experience
You
where
don't know.
Bill Gates,
Ninja.
eventually
Yeah.
would pioneer the
He's my
online
fucking guy.
experience, what
Now go to
kind of
your
pioneered
corner
everything else
and
was.
fucking
But
cry
I believe
like,
personally,
oh, please, ninja, please teach me how to play. Meanwhile, your girl, she found out you gay. Nay, yeah, don't worry
Famously, Steve
about
Jobs
me.
complained to Bill Gates about some idea.
I won't spout
think directly traceable back to Steve
Hold
Jobs.
up.
In giving the world the power of computers, he simultaneously took away the power of technology from a lot of.
I actually also agree with this.
Because everyone just sort of reaps the benefits, but nobody can fix their own shit. Nobody's going to be designing things for their solution. They just accept things the way that they are and aren't willing to. You know, like it's just legitimately like on Mac OS, right? Have you ever used? What's the last time you used Mac OS? By the way?
A few years ago when I was in film school. Like this is probably like 5 years ago. Yeah.
So, you know Finder, right? Like,
Yes.
Like it's like their version of Windows Explorer.
100%. Yes.
Worst, God, like okay, Windows Explorer, right? You have that nice little search bar. You know, the one you could just type stuff into.
So actually,
And that's like.
No problem. I was just gonna say this is actually most people have the opposite responses, but go ahead. I want to hear what you say about this.
So okay. On Windows Explorer, right? If I know the exact path to a file, which
Sure.
often, you know, you do. You know, it's like you go online and you need like a tech support, and they're like, oh yeah, go to like app data or whatever, right? You could just type that. You could just type that in. Like you just go like C, you know, user, whatever. I don't actually remember where app data is actually. Wherever it is, you can type in the path on Windows, and it takes you right there, right? Because the search bar is right there. Now on Mac OS, there is no search bar in Finder. like there just isn't. You can, I think, enable one, and it looks horrible, and it's like the most, like, kind of out of the way feature that should actually just be there by default. But like, Mac OS doesn't expect you to ever use Finder in any way except clicking through like your documents. Whereas Windows, it's like actually like a more multi-purpose thing.
Oh shit.
And then macOS has the stupid. So instead, macOS, what it does is that it basically people, instead of using Finder to find things, you know, it's funny given the name, they just hit Command Space and just search the file name, and macOS takes them right there. And like that's good when you're trying to find a file with a very distinct name. But geez, like when you have a lot of files from like installed programs or whatever, it's impossible to navigate.
Yeah, you're looking through the data folder with like graphic image 1 through 5,000, like.
No, like Windows has a lot to be desired with its file explorer, sure. Legitimately, macOS is so much worse for any sort of use case beyond I have documents that I want to find. Which is fair, because that is what most people live by, but it's like, it's so... They'll never see the internal of their computer. Like, okay, it feels weird to even call, like, the Windows folder the internals of a computer, if that makes sense.
It's really not, but I understand what you mean,
But for them, it might as well be, right? Like, you send them on the Windows folder, and they're like, what are all these files? I don't know what this means. Yeah. They don't even know that those exist, potentially.
I think
they're using Mac OS.
I also have another hot take. I think Chrome OS, but I'm making G Fuel right now. I believe Chrome OS also has had a major impact on it. Yeah.
Okay. Chrome OS has crippled the minds of the children, because I don't believe anybody in their right mind would buy an actual Chromebook with real money. Well, it's like Chromebooks are for schools and colleges.
I believe that one day, because all these kids are growing up with Chromebooks, there's going to start being there's going to be a renaissance where people are going to buy them in adult when they get older, because it's the only thing they know. I really believe that will start happening. Not right now, but maybe 5 to 6 years from now, when these kids grow up and they need a computer for work. I mean, they can't really use it, but they will.
Google employees use Chromebooks internally, but what's really funny about it is that, as I understand it, there's no way that that's actually what they run their applications on.
I think probably
they're so weak.
Probably for certain tasks they could, but not for most. Like if you're doing like, I think probably people on the ground floor probably use it, and then people who actually have to get real work done don't.
Yeah, or that, or they like, you know, they remote into a server and actually do the work there, for example.
That's
the hardware-wise, I heard they use Chromebooks.
So you know what? There is a possibility they could technically, because unless they might be using Chromebooks and not using Chrome OS, because you can run Linux on Chrome OS. So maybe that's how they're doing it. Maybe
I have no clue.
Yeah.
But just generally speaking, it's like the point is like Mac OS is basically going to cripple us in the future when we realize that nobody like. I'm telling you, I can like there's like stories about computer science like professors who are like, oh, so go to this folder, and their kids have no clue what it means.
I've been hearing about this.
Export a PDF, and their kids are like, what's a PDF? Save your PDF to this folder. What do you mean? I just save it.
Yeah, it's really irritating, because I've worked with file systems my whole life for emulation. I've been emulating like stuff since like I was a kid, and like I know this stuff like the back of my hand, and like seeing people like not know that there's something called a file explorer is like it's unfathomable to me. So I totally understand what you mean. It's like how can people like not know this is a thing? You know, it's just like these are basic skills to like reuse your machine. But it goes back to your point where it's like, hey, you know, people are growing up not using these things at all, so they don't feel like they're atrophying on these things.
And yeah, it's Steve Jobs' fault. Somebody because it's like I don't know. I mean, like, okay, I guess people who care a lot about cars feel the same way, but it's like on the other and maintenance on car. But the other thing, okay, actually, to be fair, the thing about cars is that over time maintenance is like too complicated nowadays. So even if like you know how your engine works, if you buy a new car, good luck. Like legitimately, like I feel like you're not going to be able to do the more advanced stuff anyway, just because of how more complicated the electronics are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Along with deliberate anti-repair practices. This is their own thing.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Just make. Basically, Steve Jobs has in his wish to make things more beautiful has completely crippled it. Like he just wanted to make stuff like intuitive and streamlined and usable by everyone, and as a result, he's also basically killed off any. I don't know. You have to be like really, and AI is gonna finish the job that he's.
Dude, that's what I'm fucking saying. I feel like I'm witnessing people's brains fucking turn, like evolve backwards in real time.
Yes,
with this shit.
that's been the thing I've been annoyed by actually, 100%. I'm just gonna have to kill some of the pickaxe. There we go.
It's actually insane. Like, I used to think that people were nuts when they talked about like mental degradation and how kids these days are fucking idiots, but it's like.
I mean, they are.
See, I thought the kids were gonna be okay. I thought the kids were gonna be okay. I'm not gonna lie. Like I always thought, hey, the kids are gonna be okay. Like
I
even like the
never
iPad
did.
kids. No, I was like even like the iPad kids. I'm like every generation works out. But legit, like with ChatGPT, like I'm starting to have questions about the ability to read and write even in the modern day. I'm starting to have questions about
when you literally have a machine that does all that for you.
No, I mean like I have seen posted online some college essays. I've seen how people have started typing nowadays. It's not good. People like I don't know. You ever peer review a paper of like a high school athlete?
I can say for sure I'm not.
Okay, so in high school several times, and I don't know if it's just me. I was asked, and this is all before ChatGPT.
Sure.
But even back then, I was asked to like it's peer review. You're writing your essay about some personal struggle or something, and you have to trade papers with somebody, right? About personal struggle.
Sure.
Or some other topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the paper of a high school athlete. You know what? And now I'm actually nostalgic for this because there's no way that this level of competence even exists nowadays. But it was always started with the same 3 words. Flip, swoosh, no, whatever. Like just onomatopoeia of basketball going through. It's like they basically would say flip, blank, nothing but net, swoosh, whatever. It would always start off with some onomatopoeia of a basketball landing in a hoop.
Are you serious?
Or a goal landing into a football. Every single time, I kid you not. It's like I don't know what influenced this, but it was so common that I kind of like. There's nothing wrong with it. And I actually, looking back on it, it's probably good that they were learning about how to like introduce an interesting intro. But man, it's like it felt like every paper started the same way, and then very quickly devolved after that. Like they started off stronger, but then it got anyway. Point being, student athletes did not write good papers in high school in my experience. But nowadays it's probably worse because the AI is probably writing it for them. So you're probably gonna have like even more generic papers.
Yeah, no. I mean, one of my strong points when I was in school is that I'm really good at writing. That's one thing I'll say. And man, I know I never did that, so I can vouch though. Like hearing other students like say like what they wrote, I'm like, God, what are you doing? Like, come on, like you're making the most generic shit possible. I like that's.
Yeah, there's been several times when it's like in high school I was peer writing and I'm like, what did you mean by this? Like, what are you trying to communicate here?
Well, I was trying to communicate basketball.
I actually just I read Travis Scott's high school essay, college essay allegedly leaked, and it's like not well written either. And I'm like, this is insane that somebody went for higher education and still writes like this.
I mean, that's pretty funny. I might look that up later. I would get a kick out of it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. He's not very grammatically correct.
Oh my God, I know what I need to put on the screen next. I have another idea.
Granted, Travis Scott. I mean, his lyrics aren't even that good. In my opinion, his lyrics are kind of similar in terms of quality often, but. Point being, it's kind of funny how bad the writing situation even was.
Sure.
for American kids, and how much worse it's gonna be, most likely.
I need to put the Travis
But
Scott
not,
video.
but it's just gonna, it's actually just gonna hide the visibility of it.
Sure.
It's like, you know, I mean, spell check probably was already doing a lot.
Oh, no, there's
Think
no
about
question. Get a Grammarly subscription, and you'll be good.
God, grammar. I've never used it.
I have not either, for the record. I don't need it. that's the real truth right there.
I've legitimately, I've had situations where it's like you make a sentence and Microsoft Word flags it as like, this is too wordy, and you're like, what are you, like, do you want me to write like a robot?
Shut the fuck up.
Is Microsoft Word trying to tell me that
Oh,
I'm using too
stupid
many
machine.
words? Your name is Word!
Imagine if you have to pay by the word in Microsoft Words.
Microsoft Words.
Microsoft Words! I love that.
Uh,
You met your word quota for the day.
yeah, you might gotta pay,
Hello there.
paid more for
You've been
more
typing
words.
a lot.
Yeah,
You might want to take a break.
Clippy
Why
comes on
use
screen.
more- Why use more words when less words better?
Yeah. We can sign you up on a least expensive on the least expensive plan where you use more sustainable words.
You gotta do caveman speak. You're on our caveman speak plan. You don't actually get any pronouns. You must only refer to like, you know, no pronouns in this version. You gotta pay extra.
And then a guy playing Starfield goes, "Fucking pronouns!"
Can you imagine he's like, he only refers to things by their proper nouns. Just like,
Yeah. Fucking nouns!
Fucking nouns.
Fucking adverbs!
If you think pronouns are confusing, just wait until you learn about verbs.
fucking fucking participles. Fucking suffixes. The wokes are pushing the suffixes on us.
The woke agenda will not allow me to speak my mind about true issues like adverbs and nouns. Got a kill, nice. There we go. Okay.
I saw a clip on Twitter that somebody like put. They had like the guy's like pronouns rant playing at the same time as the Game Awards halftime performance.
Oh my god.
Of the Arcane song, and it synced up perfectly.
Have you ever seen the video of oh my god, I've sent this video, the Childish Gambino with Banjo-Kazooie music in the background, and it's like it's exact.
I think I've seen that.
It's like Bonfire, but with Banjo-Tooie music in the background.
Wait. Childish Gambino. Who is that? Is that Donald Glover? Or is that
Yeah,
somebody else?
I believe that is actually.
I'm
I'm not versed on this either.
I'm not sure.
I just know it was perfect. It was like I listened to the original song. Like, oh my god, how did this? Who thought of this? I think it's Mr. Patch, Childish Gambino, with Banjo-Tooie music. So it's something like that. It just sounds like a circus. It's so weird, but like it weirdly works. It's hard to even describe, honestly. Walk in the door. Okay, there we go. This has probably been the most fun I've had on stream in a while, just fucking shit posting. I love this. Playing a not thinky game like this is so perfect for streams, honestly. I play too many games where I have to use my brain. I don't want to use my brain, I want to play video games.
Video games.
Yeah. God damn, it died.
The more you have to think, the you know, like why even like use your brain?
Yeah, as PJ and I
Like you're trying to rest. Like I don't know. Video games. Like I understand if you're like playing video games for like enjoyment, but if you're using them for like purely relaxation, like I don't know, it feels like using your brain is defeats the purpose sometimes. I find myself thinking too hard, and I'm like, why did I choose to play this? I honestly like can't find enjoyment, the same enjoyment I used to in Factorio, because it's like I don't want to think.
Yeah,
I kind of have the opposite problem where it's like I do enjoy all that stuff, but I'm like, man, I feel like I would be so much better off if I could actually get some fucking real results out of like all this skill that I'm getting in this fucking video game that I'm going to play for like maybe 100 hours and then never again.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
I don't know.
Real shit here on Chris Straumbot. Only the realest shit.
That's right.
By
the
the way-
Fortnite viewers can listen to us.
And don't forget, there is a free
I completely
Roblox giveaway.
forgot about that.
You forgot
There's
we were
not
streaming?
there's no
Christian keeps
Roblox.
saying-
If you keep saying that, you're gonna actually have to hand out Roblox.
Nah. They know there's a wink in the title. They won't know anything.
There is no Roblox.
Oh my
don't
god! I
even
hear
believe
the alley. Someone's doing an alley A emote. Where the fuck is that? I'm not even
is
kidding.
that allowed?
Yeah. No. There's an alley A emote in Fortnite. I heard the noise of it.
Is Ali the guy with like the intro that goes like? Bwah, bwah, bwah,
yeah.
bwah?
It was
Yeah,
just
there you go.
it was just playing.
I'm just getting copyright. I'm gonna get copyright struck for that.
You're not even streaming.
No, I mean like I'm gonna get your stream copyright struck
Oh, okay, gotcha.
by singing my impression of the Ali A intro.
You're gonna submit a claim like, hey, on behalf of Ali A, I cannot let this stand. I just cannot.
Yeah, he's like if you'd done it a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, if you were a real fan, I'd let it slide. but-
A real fan of my expert. You know he's doing reaction videos now. I heard that. I was like, God, why?
Who isn't? That's where you make the money.
I don't like
the easiest
reaction content.
pipeline.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know.
Like, I'm not a fan either. I just kind of think I'm not a big. Like, okay, well, I would just watch it myself and make my own reaction. You know, I have my own reactions to
Yeah.
things.
I'm
but
not
I can
against.
observe.
I'm not against it like other people are. Like I'm not like so like I think it's like the worst thing. You know, Jax Films is going this tirade. I don't like that. But I do think it's lazy content, and I don't like lazy content. So that's just my whole problem with it. But like I'm not like on a tirade where I'm like no one should watch this content. I mean, if you like it, you like it. That's the bottom line. And there's no like legal challenge to it yet. So if you like it, watch it. I don't really care. But
Okay,
I don't want to
Here's
make
a
it.
legitimate question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is something I've actually never been able to square away, whether it's my personal experience being misrepresentative or something else. I don't listen to podcasts. Okay, I've maybe watched one or two videos that were like that were like clips from a podcast. And I'm like, this is pretty funny, but I don't regularly listen to podcasts. I don't understand what the market is for them because I legitimately don't know anybody that listens to podcasts.
Oh,
like I've never met somebody who's like.
You're asking to a very interesting
big
person because
podcast.
I listen to podcasts every week. I have podcasts I listen to.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So you listen to podcasts, but I'm like, I realize I don't really know anybody. I feel like I've never heard anybody be like, so I was listening to this podcast. Like I've never met somebody in real life who's ever like indicated that they
Yeah.
listen to podcasts.
It's
So I
funny you
was
say-
like, where are these numbers coming from, and why is everybody pivoting to podcasts?
I was telling PJ before this, before you joined the call, I was like, I was telling him I was listening to a podcast and I got like life advice from it. So I think the market essentially is that people like specifically long form conversation because it feels more real. That's what I find at least. A lot of channels that make like more
A lot of basic human interaction is really lacking. So, yeah, I think that like just kind of the feeling of listening to two people talking to each other about something and having your own commentary and maybe even saying it or thinking it or whatever, even if you know that you're not talking to them.
Yeah, and I think
It's just like, I don't know, it's interesting. It's a conversation.
I think another element of it is you get a lot of insight and things like that you wouldn't think about typically if you were talking to someone you would talk to yourself, right? You're listening to people you don't know personally, and you're like, hey, I can get ideas about other things that maybe don't interest me, but I can hear from someone else and get some new perspective on things, even though I don't know the person myself. You know, that's what I found. Yeah, so it's just like it's in a way it's kind of parasocial, but also not because you're just kind of observing. I guess is the best way to put it.
I see. Yeah, I just never like. I don't know. I've never. I just okay. Here's the thing. I understand.
I can truly tell that Maxine's like, this is literally just something that's never made any sense to me.
Yeah.
No, because like my view here is right. Like legitimately, I don't understand how you can. It's more like the lack of cultural impact of people talking about podcasts or moments on podcasts, the same way that they would about like YouTube videos or Twitch streams.
For sports.
Or sports even. Like the point being, like if somebody's like into sports games, you're gonna hear them talk like, "Oh, you got to the game last night." If someone's into YouTubers, you're gonna say, "Hey, did you watch that new blank video?" Or like if somebody's into like Twitch streams, they're like, "Did you hear what XQC said on stream the other day?" Like that's all stuff that I have heard about in the wild, in nature, you know. From people I know and people and just generally
You
like
look at
overhearing
somebody and they've said, hey,
conversations
about
you know?
that streamer,
Yeah, like I've heard like discussions like that, if that makes sense, right? Like
It
again,
has
in my own life,
happened once or
personally,
twice
I've
before.
never
I
once
believe
heard
you.
anybody say to another person, "Hey, did you catch the podcast?"
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, like I said, it's,
Maybe there's like an exception, and it's like maybe like, oh, did you hear about what Joe Rogan said? But that's about it.
I think Joe
Really
Rogan
just Joe Rogan.
specifically is an exception to many things in podcasting. Not really for any particular reason. I think I don't know, he hit the sweet spot of being the right kind of like barely informed white dude.
yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is how many people actually truly subscribe to like Patreon and Nebulous and all of the other like paid
That kind of
services?
stuff actually makes a lot of money.
Interesting you
I
mentioned
actually
that.
like because
That's
I have no
banking
idea
on,
about
like,
how much
people
money. I have no idea how much
passing
money
you.
those people get, for example, for making content on like Nebulous. Or
I do
whatever.
not understand why. I do not understand Nebula's business model. I've looked into it. Do you know that anyone who makes content on Nebula actually has a percentage of ownership in the platform? Did you know that?
Oh, the co-op.
I didn't.
okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I guess
and
it makes sense.
But I don't understand. I mean, I guess
Fascinating.
Yeah, I don't understand. I think it's like you have to be like picked for it or something, or you like you apply to be
It
on
makes
it.
sense. And it does make sense because they're very
Curated.
a lot of the people I've seen on Nebulous are like usually politically adjacent to each other,
Sure.
like a little bit like progressive or like left leaning. So it makes sense why they wouldn't want to share the podcast with like, you know, more right wing people that they strongly disagree with. So it kind of makes sense that it's a club like that.
Yeah.
I've had a Nebula subscription. I mean, maybe it is a thing, but I've never used it to watch podcasts. A big thing is also it doesn't really recommend things to you all that much. It kind of just assumes that you were sent here by someone that you already care about and you can search for things. But like, you know, I use it. Let's see. I watch Tearzoo. I watch Legal Eagle, although he doesn't really post on Nebula anymore because everything happens.
I didn't even know he was on that.
Yeah. Who else? Let me look this up.
They like the circle. That like yeah, it's a circle of like it's a very specific circle. I feel like. But what's more, my question is more like how much does a pay?
Game Maker's Toolkit is on Nebula.
Oh,
Does a
that's sick.
subscription-based video service actually make any money in the modern day?
Yes.
Like that's like I mean like exclusive like not like subscription otherwise. I didn't think that like it would be profitable, if that makes sense, especially when the viewership numbers.
I've heard essentially from like YouTube, specifically YouTube Premium. I know that's a bigger scale platform, but I'll give you an example, right? Like they say a paid user on YouTube Premium is like 10 times more valuable than any like free user on any of these platforms. I'm dead. Sorry, in the middle of
I'm
that.
just not sure about. I'm not sure about the conversion rate on users though. That's my only thing. I don't know. It's really weird for me to like always like because you know I'm not in the business of spending money on the internet for things that I'm not super into, if that makes sense. And I wouldn't say that I'm like super into anybody's particular content to be willing to spend money like that, right? So for me, it's like I just don't think about it. Like I pass by like, oh, I've started a podcast, or oh, I've started a Patreon or a Nebulous account or whatever, right? Like whenever like
Right, you let it pass over you like a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yes, I let it pass over me, and then I think about it. I'm like, I don't know. Like, do they make money from this? Because it's so common. It's like I kind of assumed that they did. I just didn't know how much. Or
I believe the marketplace for it is interesting because, like I said, I believe a paid user is significantly more valuable than any ad-supported viewer because, like I said, the conversion rate on ads is a lot lower than paying directly to the platform.
It's gonna flip back because I mean
When somebody-
Google came up with an arbitrary standard to basically just get rid of ad block. Like they're killing uBlock Origin, which is bullshit and stupid.
At this
Oh,
point in my
that-
life, I consider YouTube a paid service. I paid for YouTube Premium for like 2 years. I don't even consider YouTube a free service anymore to me. And the only reason I say this is I get so much value out of it. I'm like, I might as well pay for it. That's not a stance a lot of people agree with, but I don't know. I get so much value out of it, and I use it so much. I'm like, I might as well pay for what I get. You know?
I don't know. I feel like YouTube isn't like the thing about YouTube is that there's actually like I think one of the conflicts there is the intersection of how the users kind of. Well, okay, look at it this way, right? If you don't pay for YouTube, right? Here's what you're gonna sit through. You ready? Like, okay, so you launch YouTube.
Yep.
And you end up on that YouTube homepage, right?
Yep.
Theoretically, ads. Just bunch of sponsored like two types of ads: actual ads, like actual ad videos, and sponsored advertised content.
Yep. And
I don't see dynamic what is YouTube actual YouTube videos produced by people that are sponsored.
Sure.
So it's like two types of ads immediately, right? you watch the video, you wait for like a 30-second ad before the video, and then the guy also does their in-video ad because they have their own separate advertising to do.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, at the end of the day, if I'm going to YouTube and I'm gonna already see ads, why would I want to basically double the amount of ads that I see? If that makes sense. And yeah, that's why YouTube Premium is an attractive option, because you basically pay to get rid of the ads mostly.
Yep.
And better streaming quality. But that doesn't really matter realistically to most people. Only upload in 1080p.
It doesn't appeal to most people, but I guess what I'm trying to say is for people who use it a lot like me, right? Like where I'm using it, I'm more than cable TV in general, and it's not for everyone. But what it is for people who are using it, like it's for YouTube enthusiasts, I guess you could say. It's not for everyone.
So anyway, I'm personally speaking, I've just been u-blocking my way through YouTube, basically without even thinking about it for like the last like.
I'm gonna go make some popcorn.
12.
I'll be right back.
Enjoy,
At
King.
least, like maybe like 13, 15 years even. I've just been on like ad blocking YouTube and not thinking about it.
Yeah, and most people do.
But when I don't think it's most actually. I feel like the ad blocking part's a minority, but it is probably a higher overlap with the people who use YouTube the most. But what's more interesting to me is that like I don't think about the fact that I have to deal with ads anyway, right? Like I kind of just I mentally zone those out. But really, like the base YouTube experience must be awful. If you're not paying for YouTube Premium, if you're not using an ad blocker, YouTube must be one of the most annoying websites to use. It's just
I believe it.
Like I'm pretty sure you get more ads on YouTube than you do like per minute watching television or per minute listening to the radio.
There is no question. It's a gauntlet. It really truly is. Like I have a secondary account for like just viewing stuff, and I looked at like how many ads were appearing like before and after content. I was like, what the fuck, man? I don't know how like it's. I think it's good. I'm glad YouTube is a free service. I think this is the only way they can make money off of it at this point because of how much overhead there is on their platform, and they have to find a way to monetize it for them. Because most people aren't paying for it, like we said, right? So this is their way of monetizing the overhead they have. But I guess what I'm trying to say is for people who aren't enthusiasts, it definitely seems like it would be probably pretty infuriating. I agree with that.
I'm also like, Spotify is similar, but Spotify actually has an interesting hack that I've never heard anyone talk about, which is that uBlock Origin actually blocks Spotify ads. So you can just use Spotify with like if you don't care about the mobile version of Spotify, for example, and you only care about the web browser one, you could just like launch Spotify through the web and turn on your ad blocker, and it just won't play the ads.
Wow.
And it's basically the same as having Spotify Premium.
That's
Legitimately
pretty cool.
no difference. Yeah, it's kind of insane.
Yar har fiddle dee dee.
It's not even piracy. 'Cause,
I
legitimately,
know.
all you're saying is my computer will not connect to these servers. That's like, that's your right as an owner of a computer. It's to not have services connected to. Hi, Steve.
Who joined?
Any repo or due process gamers?
Well, actually, you're live on the air right now, Steve. I'm streaming Fortnite right now.
Yeah, you're on a Fortnite stream. How's it feel?
You're famous, dude.
Hey, you can advertise whatever you want right now. It's prime time.
Yeah. Pornhub, anything. OnlyFans.
You have anything to promote?
I would like to promote the idea that we play due process.
Due Process.
That's
Sponsored by Due Process.
Sponsored by the Court of Law.
Okay.
At the
PJ
moment,
went
yes.
off to make popcorn or something. He's popcorning.
He's corning.
What is this, by the way?
What do you mean, what is this? Oh, the game that PJ was playing is called Oxygen Not Included. It's inspired by Space Station 13 and RimWorld. It's by the designers of Don't Starve Together, Don't Starve, and Don't...
It does look like Don't Starve.
Yeah, it's kind of like a RimWorld Kerbal Space Program simulation type game where you run a space colony inspired by Space Station 13. Which, by the way, is the best game ever made. Don't let anyone disrespect Space Station 13.
Yeah, don't let the liberal media tell you otherwise.
Yeah, Space Station 13 actually has pronouns. So.
And you better respect them.
Such a good game. just the worst like Space Station 13 is lore as like the I assume kind of like a predecessor of Gary's Mod roleplay servers in some ways. and a predecessor of like a lot of role-based games like Among Us. In some ways, I would say that Space Station 13 and Among Us share a common origin. The whole like the only thing is that Space Station 13 is hampered by being on the worst game engine of all time, called the Beyond engine, which isn't used by any. No, like I kid you not. Beyond it might be like it literally like it feels like malware to install it, all for a game where you have to just talk and chat with people about being a janitor on a space station.
Oh
but
my
that is
God.
like, but it was ahead of its time basically.
Nice.
It's about doing your job on the space station. It's a good game, but it just.
Right,
I'm curious. People have been trying to recreate Space Station 13 on Unity, and I'm curious to see how that actually goes when it releases. About whether or not it's going to be like accepted by the culture, by like the masses as like a game that they're going to play at all. Or like, I mean like, or rather whether or not it's going to have any sort of increase in player count, because maybe it's already saturated itself with everyone who's heard of it has played. Anyone who's interested in something like it has played it, I think.
Sure.
But kind of like Dwarf Fortress, actually, where well, I guess the Steam release actually made a lot of money. Dwarf Fortress.
Those damn dwarves make some money. They go in the mines of Moria and they mine that gold.
Yes, I'm gonna.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back,
wonder,
BJ.
right?
We missed you.
You know how they have. You know how there's that one movie that's like Romeo and Juliet, but it's like modern.
Yeah, Nomeo and Juliet. Yeah.
No. You got me there. You got me there. Okay, so you have like Romeo and Juliet, right?
Okay.
And also Romeo plus Juliet with like Leonardo DiCaprio and the guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've
Yeah.
never seen that movie.
So, anyways, somebody remade Romeo and Juliet. So the thing is, right? The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Could I remake The Lord of the Rings in a modern setting?
Yeah, like in New York City.
New York City.
New York-
I am Sauron is on top of the Empire State Building,
Yeah.
and the orcs are like
the way they cast
the NYPD. The orcs are the NYPD.
the way they cast the Ring of the Fire is driving the planes into the Twin Towers.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
No, that's too soon.
That was 20 years ago.
24 years.
Statute of limitations is surely passed.
Too soon. Don't you dare make jokes about Pearl Harbor either. Nah,
I was put in my place.
the what's it called? Anyways, you could probably make like you could theoretically make a modern day like a Lord of the Rings thing and make money off of it because the copyright's gone, right? Like
No, actually, so fun fact, Embracer Group has the media rights to Lord of the Rings, and if you don't know who they are, they're
how the hell do they have the right? How did that? It was.
I'm not joking.
Okay, what was up with the Russians then? The Soviets had a Lord of the Rings knockoff.
Knockoff, yes, but the Embracer Group got the media rights from Tolkien, like the estate.
Oh, okay. So actually, good news. 2035.
2035.
In 2035, we get public domain Hobbit, apparently.
Oh, really? That's sick.
And then all of it's by 2043.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome.
Although technically, I'm curious about how the Russian one falls under copyright claims.
I don't know about that specifically.
No, because generally the Soviets had like a super scuffed knockoff theatrical production of the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I think I have heard of this, but it's a very long time ago. I don't know much about it.
The funniest thing about the Soviet Union, right, is that all of their like media works, the ones produced, because of the government ownership, they're all public domain.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
because
yeah,
no one's
so, like,
anything.
Like all the movies produced by Soviet film studios, all the animations that they had, even some of the music.
Sure.
Right? It's all just free.
It's like royalty-free movies.
basically, but from the Soviet Union. They had their own animation studio called Soyuz Multfilm, which was basically their how to put this, kind of like ended up being in some ways their Disney, but I think that they mostly learned about the techniques of it through Japanese anime. But not like really. It's more like I think that there's some level of cooperation there in terms of like, funnily enough, I believe I heard that some of them were like in touch with the Japanese in terms of learning about animation techniques and procedures and stuff.
Speaking of
The
countries,
style is very visually distinct.
Speaking of countries,
Some of them use.
sorry.
Some of them are animated more like kind of just like normal cartoons, and some of them are like more. You know how South Park is like cutouts. they're kind of like some of them are kind of animated the same way that like South Park was in the pilot episode, and like the kind of style that South Park's going for, but more detailed.
Sure.
Anyway, it's very interesting. Soviet animation, but again, the funny thing is, it's all public domain. Again, because the country doesn't exist. Same thing with their websites, actually. You can not quite free, but the Soviet Union had its own, like, instead of .com or .us or .uk or whatever, they had .su. The Soviet Union collapsed, but .su is still around.
Real? Oh, I did not know that.
You can still purchase a .su domain, and I believe that they're kind of unregulated, so a lot of them are used for, like, criminal activities, botnets, illegal marketplaces for drugs, stuff like that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, no.
Type shit.
Wow, there's a lot of interesting, like Eastern European specific tech developments. You know how they sell drugs over there? It's a really interesting system. No, so listen, here in America, right? If you want to buy drugs, theoretically, as my understanding, you go to a drug dealer, right?
Yeah,
and he gives you the drugs.
Has drugs.
Or, and those drug dealers get their drugs by meeting their drug dealers, so on, right? But it's a very, like, service industry type of thing. Like, you meet a guy, and he gives you the drugs, right?
Yes.
Apparently in the Soviet Union, the way, or like in Russia, modern-day Russia, the way that they do it is that you never meet the guy. What happens instead is that somebody takes a package of drugs, like, I don't know, some drugs, and then they bury them somewhere.
What?
And then instead, you pay them for the coordinates at which to dig them up.
It's like buried treasure.
Pay them for drop locations?
Yes, yeah, no, that's how they do it. It's a lot easier because the risk is minimized, because there's no police officer to catch the buyer. I mean, the seller. Like the seller, like, because you know, like, what's the police gonna do? Like, you know, you don't know where the person's gonna bury it. Now the police officer
went to a random spot in the woods and dug it up and found drugs, and you're trying to say it, put it on me, bro? Like,
a vast Macy's, I found buried drugs.
I was saying, like, they can't find the seller because theoretically, like, you'd have to just know where people are gonna bury things, and it's very easy to bury things. Like, just wait for no one to be looking.
Literally, yeah. You
whatever,
wait
right?
until you see where everyone's watching, and then you go somewhere else.
Yes, and then for the buyer, you just incidentally, like, you don't even have to bury it, right? Like, you could hide it under a rock in a public park with low turnover, stuff like that. Guy just kicks over a rock, finds a bunch of weed he may or may not have paid for, but like usually he would have paid for it, and so the police can't exactly. And if the police are there to witness it, they're like, oh, how'd you find that? He says, oh, officer, I don't know what this is. I just kicked it over. Like, that's an acceptable loss for them, right? It's not a guaranteed delivery. It seems it seems like a way smarter idea of how to, like, do an illegal business than it is to, like, do it the way that Americans do it. I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
interesting to me too, because that puts much more risk onto the buyer and much less onto the seller. Because
which is also
I
probably
think it puts less risk on both. It puts less risk on both, right? Because both of them, like, if you're at somebody's going to jail, right? If you end up getting caught in an American situation.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they are present, and there are two people right next to whatever illicit substance is being distributed, and somebody's going to get charged for possession, right?
Yeah.
It's not like neither of them possess it. And meanwhile, in this case, you know, the initial act is unlikely to get caught, and then afterwards, it's not possession, right? Unless, you know, unless the person takes possession of it, which means that in a lot of cases, you can get away with it. It's just very interesting the way that they do it, and it's I don't know, it just seems really.
It would be easier for a fake seller to cheat someone with that method.
Yes, but again, but the thing is, you could also get sold, like, fake stuff here too. Like, point being, like, from like a purely business perspective, it seems like an interestingly smarter way to do things than you know, systems in other countries.
The guy and, you know, potentially get seen.
Yeah, plus the guy you're buying from might be, like, fake. Really, and again, if the police put out a fake location, then they essentially planted the drugs themselves, which is like entrapment, right? It's like, you know.
Yeah.
And again, also, you found them accidentally, and you were taking them to the police station to report it, etc., etc. Get it? Like, there's like a lot of, like, it's just such an elegantly designed idea. I don't know.
It's very elegant. Those dealers do.
Yes. I mean, like, it's always, like, it's business. Business is at its best simple and efficient, and they made it more efficient, and I don't know, it just hasn't caught on, I guess.
We should
Maybe
make
it
a
has.
catch on, guys. Hey, everyone in the audience. Let's
Hey,
make
everyone, the
let's-
Robux are being. We buried the Robux somewhere.
Roblox, and you have to find it.
Hi guys, Mr. Beast here. I have buried the Robux somewhere on this private island.
$1
million in Roblox somewhere around the continental U.S.
Get ready, because you're gonna have to dig that shit up. Don't worry.
If you check the money line right now, you could be the lucky winner of half of the coordinates. That narrows it down to half of the United States. Think about it.
And don't forget to eat Beast Burger. Yeah, no.
What is the Roman numeral for the number 100? This is the
don't
hardest
fucking
question
know.
on this trivia conversation. I hate Mr. Beast. He's so like... He doesn't feel human.
I mean, I've told this story before. I think PJ knows, but I don't know if you know about Maxime, about how my dad was supposed to be in the Mr. Beast video.
Yeah, I think you told me about
Yes. Well, I made a YouTube short about it on the channel, but essentially, my sister now hates Mr. Beast due to that, which is very funny to me. My dad doesn't hate Mr. Beast for what happened. He actually thinks he handled it very well. But my sister's like, fuck Mr. Beast. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, I mean, things happen, you know. I mean,
It's so funny when I hear something like that when there are so many other, in my opinion, far more stable reasons why one would hate Mr. Beast.
Yeah, no.
That is true. It's kind of like if you hated Kanye because he canceled a concert on you, and not any of the other reasons. You know, it's like, oh,
I love how he shouted out, you know, Miles right when he canceled himself. That was really cool of him to do that.
dude, you know Miles, man. He doesn't deserve to be on this.
Yeah, did you hear?
What
Sorry.
about you know?
Did you hear about the how you know responded to that as well? He was like, I heard the news. I have some breaking news to share. Sorry to all my fans who had to hear this, but my new album's coming out. He didn't even acknowledge Kanye. He was just like, he made it sound like he was acknowledging something horrible happened, but it was about his new album. I was like, that is classy. That guy knows what's up.
He knows how to make some of the most unhinged and insane music
Yeah.
ever produced by a man.
Now everybody, put the money in the bag. Now I'm in a bag. I don't even remember how it goes. I should put that on the screen next. No, actually, that will get copyrighted. I think that will cause problems.
You know Miles does not have lawyers, I don't think.
All right, that's next on the chopping block. We're putting Miles on the screen.
No. You know, but you should respect Miles.
I respect him, and I'll put him on the screen.
You're stealing Miles' hard-earned money.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll put credit. I'll give him credit and exposure with my YouTube channel that he'll see. I'm kidding. I'm not doing this right now, but he'll make money and exposure. You know.
Exposure. You know Miles definitely needs the exposure.
Yeah, he's not famous enough. I'm gonna blow his shit up right now.
Dude, you know Miles just insists on making the absolute greatest music ever heard.
It is. He's a true artist.
I mean, an auteur even.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think our mortal realm is prepared for his legacy after our short existence on this blue orb.
I would love to see Miles in a Kojima game. Can you imagine Hideo Kojima?
Oh my
with
god,
Miles?
That's hilarious. Just
visually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Hideo Kojima posts pictures with everybody, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. No, have you ever seen that clip of him at I forgot. I think it was TCM or something like that, where he's like talking about his favorite movies. I'm like, dude, this guy's a dork. I love him. Fucking love him. I heard it was TCM. No. It was not TCM. It was fuck. What is the physical media company that does like Criterion Collection? He went to the Criterion Collection place.
The Criterion Collection.
Yeah, no,
and
they made a video. Kojima came out and he was talking about all his favorite movies. I'm like, dude, this is like reading Rainbow when a kid's talking about his favorite book. I fucking love it. I was like, that's great. I love that. Good on you, Kojima.
Do you think they still have Scholastic book fairs, or do you think they have like something else?
I hope they do. Now it's the AI book fair. the AI
book fair. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something like the woke book fair, or like just some other like complete like nonsense. But
yeah, no, it's all books.
Those are AI, the pronoun book fair, the AI woke pronoun.
I really hope at the next Scholastic book fair, they all organize the kids in line by their pronouns. That's what I hope for this country.
It's you know what, I I hope that they should. I hope Scholastic keeps
Liberal
on selling
media be like,
really, like.
liberal kids be like, I pledge allegiance to the pronouns.
The Pledge of Allegiance, kind of a waste of time, really.
I disagree. That I disagree with. I think the
No.
Pledge of Allegiance is
Here's
essential.
like you do look, you show your patriotism for a minute, right?
Yep.
But I feel like you're not expected to do anything as often as you do the Pledge of Allegiance, and that's like a minute and a half every day of like just wasted. Over the course of your school career, you could have learned something new instead of the Pledge of Allegiance a million times.
Heavily disagree with this, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
Like, look, if your patriotism is just patriotism, right? Then you don't need to like display it publicly. You could just, if that makes like I don't think that the Pledge of Allegiance is going to make anybody more patriotic, or that there's any reason to enforce a patriotic standard in the United States. Like, like if people aren't patriotic, whatever. If they are, they aren't. That's not like what school is about.
Chat, I
It's
think we
like-
have a communist in our
it's-
midst.
It's just like a waste. It's a waste of time in like even like ignoring like whether or not like you should be proud of America or whatever. Like I don't want to get into all of that, but like legitimately from like any perspective, I feel like whether or not you agree or disagree that people should say the Pledge of Allegiance, it still feels kind of weird to take it out of the school day and not something else.
So
like why not just say it in the morning before you go to school
So
if you care about it that much,
I
right?
heavily disagree, and I'll make my points why. I think it is specifically not it's not just a show of patriotism, it's actually a show of respect. And what I mean by that is I knew of a lot of people when I was in high school who specifically did it like to basically like be like, oh, I'm above doing this, and I'm like, well, at the same respect, it's like you're kind of just like not. I don't know. I see it as a sign of respect more so than like actually like pledging allegiance to the country, but
yeah, but saying the thing about respect is that it has to be earned and done voluntarily. I don't think having the Pledge of Allegiance done really indicates respect so much, especially when it's like time is set aside and like if
I
people
agree,
truly respected, they would just do
because-
the Pledge of Allegiance at like on their own time.
My example also, in my mind, that is in your favor is that like whatever.
By the way,
you
are we
think it
playing
should
due
be,
process?
Maybe.
I
don't
might.
know. Whatever you think it should be, fucking the fact remains like there are plenty of teachers who will like get mad, and there are environments where kids are not forced maybe, but pressured definitely into doing it, and I think that's just flat out bad and should never happen. But it's the kind of thing that is maybe not encouraged or stated or something, but it definitely does happen when it's like a defined thing that you're supposed to be doing the Pledge of Allegiance. It's like
this, right? Like
in respect, but it's like if someone doesn't want to show that respect,
well, they don't have to. I just think
you don't have to.
I think you should, but I don't think you have. But you don't have to. That's the bottom line. But I think people should. That's just my opinion.
Have you ever seen the clip from Jojo Rabbit where it's like it makes fun of the Nazis? Like
I love Jojo Rabbit, so.
Yeah, but you know the scene where like they show up at the door and it's like a minute straight of like
of hiling,
of hiling, yeah. That's kind of like if you think about the time, if you think about like in terms like putting us like if you think about like the pure inefficiency of having people say the Pledge of Allegiance every day. By the way, like moment of silence, I understand, but if you could take the moment of silence to say the Pledge of Allegiance to yourself,
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, you could. Well, like if you value America that much, then you could take the moment of silence to pray, and then after that say the Pledge of Allegiance. It just doesn't feel like you need to enforce the Pledge of Allegiance as its own thing, because again, like it's not. All you're doing is kind of just pressuring people into doing a thing that they may or may not actually care about. It's just like it's just a display for the sake of a display for a lot of people. I understand. Like okay, if you say the Pledge of Allegiance and truly like mean it, like that's great for you. But I feel like that's not how the majority of people kind of approached it. At least from anecdotally what I remember in high school, it was mostly just like a say it to get it over with.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm very much the opposite, but I respectfully disagree. That's all good.
Yeah. I mean, I see your perspective about like respect, and yeah, there's a lot of like there are things to respect, and it's there. The country obviously does give a lot to us. It's just that whether or not I just believe that like like sure it's great to show respect and patriotism and all that, and if you know it, and kind of like look at like what America stands for and all that stuff, right? But like it's just not. Again, the idea of making it kind of like semi-mandatory, because I will say it's semi-mandatory, like
That's
if
a
you,
good phrase
if you
for it.
don't do
That's
it, you're gonna get if you don't do it, you're probably gonna get chewed out at the principal's office, even if it's not strictly legal for them to force you to do it.
So actually,
you
quite
will
the
get
opposite.
told.
I saw many people in high school not pledge allegiance, and they never got reprimanded at all, which is fine. I
didn't say it once, and I think I got scolded.
I
Like,
never saw any. I mean, obviously, if you did, then I validity to that. I'm just saying I saw like almost entire classrooms of people not doing it. And I'd be the only one standing up for it. So like, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like I would see that happen a lot.
Yeah, personal anecdotes obviously differ in a lot of cases. It's just that
For sure.
in my experience, I did get scolded once, but I think I might have been like elementary school, and then since then I just did it to avoid getting scolded a lot of the time. Like I'm not like anti-American. I just like it's a matter of principle more. Like I just don't believe it should be a mandatory. It should be a set aside thing.
It's
Sure.
a very
I will defend the moment of silence to the end.
lot?
I don't know if anybody's ever criticized the moment of silence,
Well,
but I will defend that to the end.
they would be stupid to do that because that more than anything is a sign of respect.
Listen, the moment of silence is like it's like the thing that I like about the moment of silence in comparison to the Pledge of Allegiance, and why I draw the distinction is that the moment of silence is like a personal thing, right?
Yes, 100%.
Like, the moment of silence gives you a moment to pray if you're a Christian, a moment to pray if you're a Muslim or Jewish or any other
Whatever.
religion for that matter. It gives you a moment to meditate or collect your thoughts. No matter what you choose to do with it, it's good that you're given the opportunity, right?
Yes.
Like it's great. Obviously it doesn't say the moment of silence is for prayer. It's the moment of silence is yours to do what you see fit with, and if you're a religious person, you can use it for prayer, and that's great. And again, if you're a patriotic person, I think that's when I would use the Pledge of Allegiance, if that makes sense. So I don't know. That's kind of what I'm trying to like say here. It's like
That's a fair point.
it just feels bizarre that it's kind of an enforced thing. It's just my view. I'm fine with the national anthem at sports games because you need to give people an opportunity. It would be kind of a mess if people just sang the national anthem themselves. Like that's fine. It's just again the Pledge of Allegiance just feels weird to have.
Well, I think a sports
like
game typically does like a what usually the country of origins like Pledge of Allegiance regardless. You know what I mean? Like if you're like yeah. So I think that's fine there. I mean, like I said, you're making good points. I definitely disagree, but I think you're making valid points there with how you shouldn't feel pressured to do it. I do agree with that. I don't think anyone should feel pressured to do it. I think people should, but there should be no pressure to do it. It should be something that people do on their own. That's all I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I don't disagree with like that. People that it is respectful to the veterans and the country in general and the ideals of America.
Sure.
But just like I don't know, it just feels. I don't know. I think the most on the nose thing about the Pledge of Allegiance that I think is kind of funny about how it like kind of I feel again personally I feel like again the mandatory nature of it kind of defies America's values of individual freedoms. Not mandatory, but you know what I mean, like the semi-mandatory cultural stuff is the fact that the Pledge of Allegiance literally used to have the Nazi salute in it, like for a long time.
That I did not know.
No, I kid you not. Like, if you look back at like I mean, obviously it's a coincidence.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably before that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just more on the nose in terms of like how funny it like you can find pictures from like the 1930s of American classrooms, and they're doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and they all just got their hands stretched directly towards the flag. It's kind of insane imagery.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, pretty funny though.
Yeah, it's just mostly a. Yeah, no, I'm not. It's not like a.
It's
not like a major issue to me. I was just thinking about it. Like, it does feel. I wonder how many minutes of my life were spent doing it, and how many like combined minutes of it, and how much like time, how that time could have been used differently. For example. Like, obviously it's a minor amount, but still, it's like
Sure. How many seconds of your life could you regain?
I wonder. Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm going to count the numbers. How long does it take to say it?
Oh, I might actually get a victory royale here. I might end the stream after this if I get the victory royale. Let's see. I've been streaming for a while. This has been fun, though. Thank you all for joining, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. Love producing content. The Pledge of Allegiance is 30 seconds long, so 30 times how many years of school do people go through? 13 times, 9 weeks times 5 days? So it's 9 weeks, 9 weeks, 4 9-week quarters, 5 days a week, and did I get that right? 70 divided by how many minutes is that? How many hours is that? Okay, you spent 20. You basically spent after you're done with high school. I guess you've spent a full, almost 20 hours saying just the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh well, I'm done. Third place. Damn. Sorry, not to cut you off, but damn.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah,
got
no, the
that.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Sorry.
The Pledge of Allegiance alone took almost a day of your life.
Oh, that's
Just
fun.
funnily enough.
Well, that's time
that's
well
it.
spent as a patriotic American.
I actually played with like a million hours on like fucking TF2 or some shit. But no, it's funny to me that like the Pledge of Allegiance does take that long. I don't know. It's just an interesting.
All right, well, hey, thank you all for joining. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Thank you to the squad here on Planet the PJ, exclusive club here. Thank you for watching my Subway Surfers gameplay that obviously was the highlight of the stream. Good old Ninja right down there. God, you gotta love him. Have a great rest